All right, folks. I think that looks a little dark. Let's fix that up. I think it's bright enough. That's good. Let's get this rolling on everything else. Yo, what's up, people? Welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your boy, the one and only returning champion, Meathead, IFBB PRO. And today I'm going to be talking about something that an IFBB PRO would talk about. All right, arms, big lean arms, how to grow them, what techniques that I would use, or at least what techniques that I would recommend you use for growing big arms. Again, arms is sort of related to sort of any other muscle group. It's kind of like genetics. Some people can train their arms a lot and eat well and eat right and still apply this and not necessarily get the exact same results. But the whole point here is not to get the exact same results, it's just to get results, right? So that's the point here. And I'm going to be teaching you guys and girls, in my perspective, with my knowledge, how to actually grow big arms. Faraz, what's good? He says, looking big, Chief. I appreciate you, brah. What's up? Pose down guy says, let's see an example. Go to my page if you want an example. I'm not going to pose down over here for you guys. Shout out to pose down guys. You know what it is, bro. All right, people. Let me know how your day is going when you do join. I really do appreciate people that actually communicate when they join, not sitting ducks. So shout out to for us, shout out to pose down guy for actually saying something. But I want to let you know you're more than welcome to comment, to ask questions as we go along with this live stream slash podcast, and I'll answer as many questions as I possibly can at the end. Also, I want to let you know that today we are finally at episode number 100 of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. So I'm going to give myself a little round of applause, and you can clap if you want, but you don't have to. And I was doing a 100 for 100 giveaway, and I already announced who, or not announced, but I've decided who the winner is, and we're going to be talking about that person at the end. All right. So they might tune in, they might not tune in, but that's okay. I already selected the winner for the $100 USD giveaway for the 100th episode. And don't get it twisted. Don't feel sad. I will be doing another giveaway in the future, but we're at episode number 100. So that's news. All right. So let's break it down. Let's get into it. Let's get this podcast recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yo, what's good, Meatheads? Hope you're having an amazing day, and welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your boy, the one and only returning champion, Matt Butale, IFBB Pro, coming at you with another topic. And today, I'll be sharing a hack with you that helped me go from noodle arms to a 3D gun show without PEDs, without drugs, without sauce, for the lack of a better term. And all I want to let you know is that we are finally at the 100th episode, and I talked about doing a 100 for 100 giveaway, which is essentially I'm giving out, or I gave out, $100 USD to the person that shares and supports this podcast the most. All right. So don't get it twisted. If you didn't win, that's okay. If you didn't get that special message, that's okay. I will be doing another giveaway in the future, probably before the 100th episode or the 200th episode of this podcast. All right. So, just a little backstory. We did rebrand this podcast back in February. Before that, it was called the Natural Nomad Podcast, and we were around 130 or 140 episodes. I don't remember. But since we rebranded, we finally hit 100 episodes of the new podcast. So, shout out to you guys and girls for listening for this long. Shout out to you guys and girls for actually supporting, getting value from this. I really do fucking appreciate it. All right. So if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the sub. If you're watching this on any other social media platform, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, anything, follow me, message me. Let me know if you're getting value from this. All right. I appreciate y'all. Let's get into this. Okay. So, guys, are you embarrassed about your size? No, I'm not talking about your eggplant. We're not talking about that today. We're going to keep it PG-13. We're talking about arms today. Okay. You know, your arm size, right? Get your head out of the gutter. If you've ever worn a downsized t-shirt to make those guns pop, if you've ever in your life, whether it was high school or now, tucked in or folded your t-shirt sleeves to make your arms look a little bigger, or if you've ever threw on a long sleeve sweater, you know, when you knew you'd be around dudes with bigger arms than you, or girls for that matter, even if you ever did that, any of that stuff, this is the episode for you. I want your full undivided attention. I will be giving you hacks from a natural IFBB Pro on how to grow your arms from noodle to 3D with the steps that I followed without PEDs, without steroids, any of that, because I never took any of that to get to this position. So I'm going to give you exactly what I did for myself, and hopefully it will work. Not as good, because again, genetics do play a role, nutrition plays a role, so many other variables play a role. But if you can apply this with your best nutrition, if you can apply this with your most tenacious consistency when it comes to the gym and and the most intention to get the most out of this, then you actually will grow your arms. If you just try this out, nothing's really going to happen to you or for you. All right. So let's talk about getting super skinny arms and turning them into super swole arms. All right. Now, if you don't train your arms because you don't know it's going to work, I want you to try this. It's sort of like a high volume, pump inducing workout, and it'll guarantee you arm size over time. And it's because it's not only because it's high volume, but it's also because like it's actually painful. And if you know the phrase "no pain, no gain," then this is something that definitely attests to that. And you should learn how to listen to your body. If you do something like this and it's actually too much for you, you can dial it down and customize it in a way where you can actually do it and then build up to that level of difficulty. Again, everybody's different. Everybody starts at a different point, and that's again that's part of this. Not everyone's going to start at the same point. Not everyone's going to have the same genetics. Not everyone's going to have the same nutrition or work ethic or whatever it is. So I want you to take what I'm giving you today and customize it in a way where you can actually do it, and not just to do it like to complete it, but to do it on a consistent basis so you can manage it. All right. So let's get it down. Let's break it down. So let's dive in. The number one thing, all right, we're going to be breaking down here. It's actually two things. It's very simple. These are two workouts. They're very simple. You're probably already doing them, but you're not doing them in the fashion that I've done them to help me grow my arms from noodle to 3D. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about, again, this is going to be short and sweet, straight to the point, is a bicep cable curl drop set. Right? You can use any attachment for the cable curl machine, whichever one that you actually feel you can contract the biceps the most. I would tell you to use a straight bar. I use the straight bar most of the time, but there are times where I also use the rope even for bicep curls, right? Depending on what I feel the most that day. Sometimes my wrist hurts a little bit from whatever workout I'm doing, and I can't really get the best contraction out of a straight bar. So I'll switch to either a more curved bar or I'll switch to a rope attachment for the cable curl drop set. And essentially, this is how it works, the cable curl drop set. Essentially, what I'll do is pick a moderately heavy weight and I'll drop set it as I do my sets, essentially. So what a drop set is like you do one set. Just as an example, let's say I pick up 100 pounds. This is an example, and I do 10 reps, and now I want to do a drop set. So in order to do a drop set, I would drop the weight and keep the reps the same. Okay. So instead of 100, the next set, I'll do like 90 or 80 pounds and then do another 10 reps there and then drop it down maybe to 70 or 60 pounds and do another 10 reps there. And then so on and so forth until I reach, a maximum limit where I can no longer curl anymore, regardless of how light the weight is because of how much of a pump I've got in my arms, right? Literally until you're just noodles, until you can't move, right? Someone said that on TikTok, and I think it's great because it's true, right? So that's a drop set, and essentially what I do is I pick a moderately heavy weight, curl as many times as I can, give myself a short, maybe 20 to 30 second break, in which I'll actually do another thing, which we'll talk about shortly, and then I'll drop the weight by 15 to 30 pounds every set and repeat for 7 sets. So essentially, what I'm doing is 7 sets of about 15 to 20 reps, and then I'll take a 20 to 30 second break and drop the weight every single set. I'll do that for 7 sets. And by the seventh set, I am absolutely cooked. I'm toast. My arms I don't know what to do with them. They are burning. They literally grew in that workout because I got such a fucking raging pump. Now, in that 20, if you are an advanced or intermediate to an advanced lifter, I'm going to challenge you. So in that 20 to 30 second break that you give yourself in between every set that you drop for your cable curl drop set, if you're able to get both of the cables down and hog them, I would actually recommend you do the second part with it. And the second part, literally, and I said these are workouts you're already doing. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's just sort of how you lift with, how you apply the lift, how many sets you do, how many reps you do, the quality of your reps, so on and so forth. So I would do the tricep cable extension superset with the bicep cable drop set. Again, this is something for an intermediate to an advanced lifter, but if you're beginning, you can separate it, just do the biceps, give yourself 20 to 30 seconds to rest, and then after you finish those 7 sets, you can go focus on the triceps. But if you're intermediate to an advanced lifter and you're able to get both of the cables, I would strongly recommend that as you rest for your bicep drop set, you do your triceps And then as you rest for your triceps, vice versa, you do your biceps. So you're never really resting. You're doing what we call training antagonizing muscles, the opposite muscles, right? Because curling is what's going to get you your biceps activated. And then doing the extension is what's going to get your triceps activated. And when you're doing either or, you're not using any other muscle. You're not using the biceps when you're doing triceps. You're not using the triceps when you're doing biceps. So you can train those antagonizing muscles, those opposite muscles, as you take a rest. And not only will you save more time because you're actually doing something in your rest time, you're increasing the volume or at least your ability to, or your endurance as you do those lifts, which is also going to push more blood into your arms because your heart rate will increase. Does that make sense? So again, for the cable extension, the cable tricep extension, it's the exact same formula as the bicep, the same drop set. 7 by 15 to 20 reps, 7 sets of 15 to 20 reps, 20 to 30 seconds to rest in between, or you can superset with the bicep cable drop set again, 7 sets by 15 to 20 reps. And that will help you really, really, really grow your arms. And guys and girls, this is not something that I would recommend you do just like maybe once or twice a week. Okay. The arms are a small muscle group, but we use them a lot. Okay. So this is where I said you should listen to your body. I personally do this workout maybe 4 times a week, right? It'll be at the end of every workout. Maybe sometimes if I'm listening to my body and I'm like super fucking tired and I had a crazy chest day or back day or whatever it is, I might not do 7 sets. I might just do four, but it still stays between 15 to 20 reps. And I'll superset it wherever I can if I can get both pieces of equipment, right? So listen to your body. You don't have to do the exact same thing, but it's still going to benefit you if you apply the high rep threshold and the minimal rest times, regardless of if you superset between those two movements or not. All right. Again, also, if you can, guys and girls, I'm just going to remind you, superset this movement. I'd actually urge you to drop the weight and even superset this movement because it will double the intensity while cutting time short because it will feel a lot longer if you don't superset this. And if it means that you drop the weight a little bit or a lot to be able to superset this, cool. But I guarantee you'll still feel it. All right. Do this arm workout as a finisher at the end of the workout, never really at the start, because again, you want to be able to use your arms for whatever workouts you're doing, right? I always have this philosophy, the rule of training the biggest muscle group first and then training the smaller muscle groups so that you don't pre-fatigue on the big muscle groups because your smaller muscles are tired, right? So do this arm workout at the end of your workout as a finisher, at the end of your gym session between 2 to 3 times a week if you are a beginner. But if you're intermediate, definitely you can pump that up to even 5 times a week, of course, with discretion. Listening to your body is ultimately what's going to keep you safe. It's ultimately what's going to give you the most results if you live safe and if you are able to actually listen to your body. All right. So, guys and girls, that's it. That's all. That's the hack that I use as a natural athlete. It's very simple to go from noodle arms to 3D arms, a gun show without PEDs. All right. So, if you like this episode, share it out with a friend. I hope I was able to deliver a valuable experience to you guys and girls today. Thank you so much for your precious time and attention. Also, I want to let you know if you want to lose 25 pounds or build muscle and become a part of the Natural Nomad Academy, feel free to shoot me a DM on whatever social media platform you're listening to this. I mean, if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, then of course you can DM me there. Hit me up on Instagram at MATT space BUTALE, Matt Butale, and I'll see if you'll be a good fit. All right. Don't forget to screenshot and share this podcast to your Instagram story. We're at episode number 100. And I gave away $100 to the person that shared this podcast out the most, as I promised. And they're going to get a DM. Okay. So next time, if you want to actually win, if you want to be entered for the challenge or any challenge, just share this podcast out to a friend. Meathead on the Mic podcast. Okay. Meathead on the Mic podcast. Let's embrace your inner meathead together. It's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's podcast or episode was about. Natural IFBB Pro Matt Brutale signing out. Boom. Podcast episode recorded. So Mike James Compton says, yes, but also takes away from energy. Yeah, I think he was referring to doing smaller muscle groups before bigger muscle groups. It will take away from your energy. Yes, I agree 100%. It's going to take away from your energy, and it's also just going to, aside from your energy too. I mean, it's the same thing, what I said, right? You're not going to be able to function at your best if you train your smaller muscle groups first. and then you have bigger muscle groups to train. It's just very it's not even possible. I wouldn't even recommend doing that in any way. I wouldn't do that. All right. So that's it. That's all. If you have any questions, you can ask them. I'll answer them very briefly. And then we'll so I see a question here on TikTok. Bone says, bro, have you ever partied in the I don't even know what that means. Shanna, I appreciate the follow. For real. I really do. If you have any questions, you can ask them really quickly before I dip out. Gonna stick around for another 30 seconds. See something here. Add it. If you've got any questions, again, take advantage. This is your chance. I will be gone in like 30 seconds. Uh, Shanna says, you've inspired me to drop it today. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. And if you want more inspiration, if you want more information, anything like that, go to my Instagram page. I post daily, 7 days a week, regarding nutrition hacks, mindset hacks, and of course training hacks. So if you want that, just go on Insta if you have Instagram and type in MEATHEADS space BUTALE. You'll be able to check it out, and you can just scan through the posts and see whatever you like, bro. Appreciate you. What do we got here? I wanted to add something. 6. Sorry guys, I'm like editing some of the units that I'm doing for my clients, and I thought of a really cool idea, something that I want to implement, something that I want to put into this course framework. And it is. You cut out Insta. Oh, sorry, buddy. Insta, MEATT space BUTALE, Matt Butale. All right, check me out on Insta if you want any other free information, free game. Just here to help y'all. Now, so what was it gonna? All right, that's it. That's all. I appreciate you guys and girls. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. We'll be talking again in the future again. We're at episode number 100. So it's finally 3 digits after we rebranded. So I'm super fucking happy, proud about this episode. Peace, love, motherfucking protein. Natural IFBB Pro Map, which is signing out. You know what time it is. We are out. Boom.